your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation is about to start. Momentarily, your graduates, led by St. George's University faculty, will begin their march down to their seats. As a courtesy to your fellow guests, we request that you remain seated until the ceremony has ended and the graduates and faculty have marched out of the stadium. We make this request in the interest of providing the best opportunity for all to view the ceremony. The university has hired professional photographers who will photograph every graduate as their diploma is awarded by Chancellor Modica. The resulting photograph will be made available to each graduate free of charge via email. These photographs are taken from the best possible vantage point and should serve to document this important moment in the best possible way. You will have further opportunity to take photographs in the plaza after the ceremony. So please, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ceremony.
Please be seated. Chancellor Modica, members of the Board of Directors, deans, other members of the dais, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Dr. Glenn Jacobs, and I am the Provost of St. George's University. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the university's commencement exercise for the School of Medicine, during which degrees will be conferred for the School of Medicine's class of 2023. Please rise for the national anthems of the United States of America, Grenada, and the United Kingdom, sung by Douglas H. Jabara.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Hail, Grenada, land of ours, we pledge ourselves to thee. Heads, hearts, and hands in unity to reach our destiny. Ever conscious of God, being proud of our heritage, may we with faith and courage aspire, build, advance as one people, one family. God bless our nation. God save our gracious King, long live our noble King. God save the King, send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King.
Please remain standing. Thank you. Please remain standing as Minister Grant offers the invocation.
Good morning. Join me in bowing our heads. We come before you, Almighty, with grateful hearts and thanks to celebrate this community of wonderful scholars, students, faculty, and staff at St. George's University School of Medicine. We know you call upon all of us to alleviate pain and mitigate suffering in our daily lives. We acknowledge your presence. It enriches the nobility of the medical profession. May we always share your guidance as we welcome these unbelievable graduates to the calling of physician. With everlasting appreciation for all the guidance and gifts you have bestowed upon each and every one of us, please join me in saying, Amen.
Now you can be seated. Thank you, Minister Grant. On the dais are School of Medicine administrators, deans, faculty, and guests. Please allow me to introduce the front dais guests to you. From my right, Associate Dean of Clinical Studies, Dr. Donald Noel. Senior Associate Dean of Basic Sciences, Dr. Mark T. Clunes. Senior Associate Dean, Clinical Studies, Dr. Robert Grant. Chancellor, Dr. Charles R. Modica. Dean of the School of Medicine, Dr. Marius Lucas. Dean Emeritus of the School of Medicine, Dr. Stephen Weitzman. Dean of Students, Dr. Lucy Clunes. Executive VP of Clinical Affairs, US, Dr. Daniel Ricciardi. Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Shivayogi Bushnamath. Vice Provost, Institutional Advancement, Dr. Brendan Lagrenard. Dean of School of Veterinary Medicine, Dr. Neil Olson. Dean of Alumni Affairs, Dr. C.V. Rao. I now take great pleasure in introducing Dr. Charles R. Modica, Chancellor and Chair of the Board of Trustees of St. George's University.
Good morning to all of you. How about great morning to all of you? Let me just go one more step. How about greatest morning to all of you? We are here to celebrate a milestone in your lives. Each and every one of you, individually and collectively. But it's important as to how you arrived at this milestone and to recognize that. How improbable that you would be here today for so many reasons. How a certain pandemic, I think you remember the pandemic, affected your class. And I recall our new CEO, relatively new, about 4 years or so at the time, maybe 5, making a very important decision in your lives. It's someone you don't know, someone that's not even on the dais this morning, but he's with us here today. And I've got to tell you, I interviewed him for that job. As you probably know, I'm the founding chancellor of the university, which means I was about 29 years old, and that's how I got my job. And it's very difficult for a founding chancellor to become more of a figurehead at ceremonies like this. But when we needed a new CEO, about 8 years ago, I interviewed someone who had graduated a medical school whose name was sometimes used at our university. As you probably know, for many years, we were known as the Harvard of the Caribbean. We had the highest pass rates, the students did the best, et cetera, et cetera. We were the original medical school in the West Indies. So I was always very proud that we were at the Harvard of the Caribbean. And when I interviewed Dr. Andy Sussman, his resume was pretty shiny. I got to tell you, I guess I wanted to test his sense of humor in a way. I said, I guess you know St. George's has always been known as the Harvard of the Caribbean. He goes, actually, I have heard that. And I said, well, then, therefore, if you don't mind, I'd like to refer you as from the St. George's of the North. He's a graduate of Harvard Medical School. And to my pleasant surprise, he smiled and said, that's appropriate, and I take that as a compliment. And I want to tell you, I never mention Dr. Andy Sussman at these ceremonies. And he may fire me because of this. But I need you to know the background of the pandemic and that very critical moment in your lives. Because he called, the pandemic was on, things were happening fast, airlines were starting to think about how much longer they would run. And he, once in a while, would confer with me as the new CEO to get my advice. And even less than once in a while, he thought the idea might be good that I had. I remember saying, let's see what we can do. We'll call JetBlue, American, let's get an extra segment on the regular schedule. We got to start getting the students home. They're not going to want to have to stay in Grenada for the duration of what we did not know would be. And he said, Charlie, I respect what you're saying, but we've got to make a move. It's going to cost the university millions of dollars, but I want to charter planes to get them out of there as soon as they can get out of there. And I got to tell you, every intuition in my body said, let's just do it with the airlines, that kind of thing. But that man, your new CEO, had the foresight, the vision, the wisdom, and the resolve to just get it going. As you know, we had 16 chartered planes. They were there at the right time and in the right place for all of you. So I just want he's sitting near my wife somewhere. Where is it? I'd like Dr. Andy Sussman to stand up. Andy, where are you? Don't be shy. Where is he? Wave. He's up there somewhere. Okay, there he is. There he is, right in the back there, right near those shining lights. Dr. Andy Sussman, please forgive me, but these people needed to know you made the right call, and you got them home in time to continue their studies. God bless you and them. So you learned about virtual learning. Our faculty learned about virtual learning. But it took your resolve, your resilience, and your sheer determination to go through with your medical studies. And that's why today I'm so proud to be here with you to acknowledge in front of your family and friends and the faculty and administration, to acknowledge it was all about you. We were here to cheer you on. We were here to try to make it as good as we could. But you were there, and you had every reason not to succeed, but you wanted to succeed, and you have succeeded. And God bless you for what you did. When you arrived at the school, we had a wonderful dean of students who I used to call a dean for students, Because when I was in college, and centuries ago it seems like, when you had to go see the dean of students, it wasn't to get a pat on the back. It was to get a kick somewhere else usually. But Dr. Vishnu Rao set a standard by being a dean for students. And I'm so proud that he is now, since you've begun, you came in under Dr. Rao, but he handed the baton to a new dean for students who've kept that mission alive. And I'd like Dr. Rao and Dr. Clunes just to stand up, because that's been an important part of your lives. Dr. Rao and Dr. So you'll be pleased to know that my remarks are only on this one little sheet of paper. But I wanted to make sure I made those points to you. I've been known to get emotional in my older age now at these ceremonies. Deep breath time. I get emotional because of my respect for what you've done. How improbable it is that you'd be here today. You did it all. God bless you.
Thank you, Chancellor. It is now my pleasure to invite to the podium Dean Marius Lucas.
Graduates, in the next part of the program, you will transition from a graduate to a graduate, from a medical student to a medical doctor. This part of the ceremony is for you and consists of 3 steps. The first part requires Chancellor Modica to formally confer your MD degrees. The second part is the hooding and presentation of the diplomas. The third part is the recitation of the academic oath. Chancellor Modica will now formally confer your degree. Will the candidates of Doctor of Medicine please stand?
You see that? We're finally getting there. In a few moments, I will be the luckiest man in the world, I believe, to be over there and be one of the first people in the world to address you as doctor. And it's such a thrill to me because you will be addressed as doctor for thousands of times in your lives. So it's a very great honor for me to be there and take that photo with you. I hope you'll feel the same. So let's get right on with it. It is with the greatest admiration and utmost respect that I, Charles Modica, Chancellor of St. George's University, by virtue of the authority vested in me pursuant to the Grenada Act of Parliament of 1976 as amended, upon recommendation of the faculty and deans of the School of Medicine, do hereby confer upon the members of this graduating class the degree of Doctor of Medicine. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor Modica. Graduates, please sit it. It's now time for the second part of the ceremony, which is hooding and presentation of the diplomas. We need 8 doctors of medicine candidates at this time to come to stage. This will be hooded by Doctors Grants, Suku Pertab, Cyrus Murden, Rayburn, Liggins, Collas, Marshall, and Magnifico. First, please hand your hood to one of these faculty. After you're hooded, please hand your name to Dr. Lake. When your name is called, walk across to the stage to the Chancellor Modica and myself. They will present you the diploma and take a picture with you.
Maybe you want to hold. You want to hold it? No, I'm just. You're gonna take it from here? I'm gonna take it from here. Okay. All right then. Oh, is this on? Sierra Yope. Ramina Manuel. Rebecca Lewis. Natalia Botero. Parsa Lotfi. Brian Tienan. Kyle Mather. Cassandra Gallant. Dr. Sonia Dave. Dr. Justin Meir. Dr. Zoe Perham. Dr. Om Patel. Dr. Dalen Brion. Dr. Dylan Brion. Dr. Elliot Tanner. Dr. John Bishara. Dr. Crystal John. Dr. Shabina Wignes Warren. Dr. Maksud Eklis. Dr. Hardeep Singh Dandley. Dr. Anderson Shi. Dr. Sonali Valetti. Dr. Andres Gomez. Dr. Aviva Root Schaefer. Dr. Audrey McCloskey. Dr. Tongwe Betanga Akwa. Dr. Tasha Phillips Wilson. Dr. Leon Lucas. Dr. Maria Crisel Suyu Kalata. Dr. Fan Zhang. Dr. Molly Spalding. Dr. Andrea Long. Dr. Michael Gonzalez. Dr. Marina Briac. Dr. Ashwin Balgaru. Dr. Balaganesh Natarajan. Dr. Mandy Vandelmarva. Dr. Jessica Grasso. Dr. Alejandra Ely. Dr. Vincent Hong. Dr. Ganesh Ram. Dr. Kellyanne Marie Cometalo. Dr. Joby Thomas Matthew. Dr. Jordan Sullivan. Dr. Kenita Kennedy Solberg. Dr. Jose Verduzco Jr. Dr. Sarah Greenberg. Dr. Anthony Crisafio. Dr. Sammy Gawi. Dr. Mariam Hanser. Dr. Zachary McMahon. Dr. Lucinda Das. Dr. Morna Adele Bechet. Dr. Tyler James Odame. Dr. Disha Sasson. Dr. Anthony Dictitar. Dr. Luann Smith. Dr. Jonathan Anthony Cargiano. Dr. Chanel A. Tula. Dr. Brianna Hallenbeck. Dr. Shara Abid Sheikh. Dr. Yegya Sunbulen. Dr. Sean Keegan. Dr. Pramala Kaur Parmar. Dr. Harpreet Singh Dosanjh. Dr. Victoria Ford. Dr. Christopher Romito. Dr. Andrew Miller. Dr. Sarah Majidian. Dr. Gurpreet Singh. Dr. Shanae Sela. Dr. Varun Sankar Godi. Dr. Simran Kuner. Dr. Joseph West. Dr. Corey Chase Hall. Dr. Sarah Ann Bankhead. Dr. Brandon Gosh. Dr. Devinda Chamalaga. Dr. Bailey Imbo. Dr. Ashley Asal Gaime. Dr. Nicholas Bambino Snyder. Dr. Hashi Ahmed. Dr. Felix Ayati. Dr. Taha Siddiqui. Dr. Shariar Mirza. Dr. Maria Cristina Perez. Dr. Ariel Velasquez. Dr. Delina Dang. Dr. Kahani Julian. Dr. Julian Sementelli. Dr. James McHale. Dr. Luis Molina. Dr. Samuel Carroll. Dr. Adam Vergara. Dr. Yusuf Baksamosa. Dr. Scott Shore. Dr. Rachel Wexler. Dr. Rupindu Kaur. Dr. Mariah Bull. Dr. Jack Wang. Dr. Jessica Ludazaka. Dr. Parana Perry. Dr. Julian Francesca Esguerra. Dr. Benjamin Bowie Jong. Dr. Celestina De Costa. Dr. Meguna Voladri. Dr. Naroshan Sri Balatranga. Dr. Zena Walde Jesus. Dr. Lindsay Appleman. Dr. Kristen Bindu. Dr. Gabriela Aurora Torres. Dr. Arohi Parikh. Dr. Ramona Mittal. Dr. Erica Plugstead. Dr. Mohammed Owais Khan. Dr. Michelle Saw. Dr. Batul Khorasani. Dr. Harmanpreet Dillon. Dr. Maitri Dhruva. Dr. Sahir Zaidi. Dr. Karina Ferreira Davis. Dr. Geetha Ramachandran. Dr. Kavina Sivakor. Dr. Darshi Duvanendran. Dr. Michael Klom. Dr. Baha Abushara. Dr. Hodefa Katana. Dr. Omar Makaneh. Dr. James Howard. Dr. Tyler Stinson. Dr. Thomas Wayne Budwin. Dr. Ahmed El Shafei. Dr. Jason George Carvalho. Dr. Christopher Boyette. Dr. Caitlin Grinley. Dr. Dalen Kit Haas. Dr. Kirill Antonov. Dr. Riddhi Takarjani. Dr. Richard Handsome Wynn. Dr. Natalia Cardona. Dr. Jordan Elkelser. Dr. Namitha Totli. Dr. David Poltneff. Dr. Jalel Samhoon. Dr. Curtis Martin. Dr. Micah Bondoc. Dr. Andy Lai. Dr. Lloyd Bajuli Singh. Dr. Anna Di Bonaventura. Dr. Osu Agru. Dr. Shatif Hughes. Dr. Anna Sorina Hunku. Dr. Shreyaska Dahal. Dr. Davina Oki. Dr. Emily Clark. Dr. Noel Messina. Dr. Rabi Sibi. Dr. Lee LaFond. Dr. Brooke Hamel. Dr. Reem Galib. Dr. Ikra Fatima Baig. Dr. Pooja Shah. Dr. Diraj Ayugari. Dr. Shalicia Rogers. Dr. Natalie Murray. Dr. Monisa Rajashri. Dr. Desiree Ann Ramcharan. Dr. Samantha Fox. Dr. Munanchku Podel. Dr. Shane Gopal. Dr. Amer Fatime. Dr. Jackie Liao. Dr. Jessica Eisma. Dr. Fadi Caldas. Dr. Joyce McComb. Dr. Sumaya Hussain. Dr. Sunil Ramchandani. Dr. Tymela Newton. Dr. Lawrence Boogie Molina. Dr. Romina Arias Uribe. Dr. Natina Baptiste. Dr. Chiranj Modi. Dr. Rima Puni. Dr. Kalia Cheyenne Moreau. Dr. Michael Chimobi Amafula. Dr. Yukti Kodali. Dr. Rohan Pinto. Dr. Rakan Hadadin. Dr. Joseph Fletcher. Dr. Matthew Barrera. Dr. Kimberly Beans. Dr. Fareen Lalani. Dr. Corey Odwack. Dr. Daria Turiji. Dr. Alejandro Hernandez. Dr. Kimia Rod. Dr. Wala Abu Al-Huda. Dr. Alexander Yelayan. Dr. Michael Fuller. Dr. Cindy Lupia Idowu. Dr. Zaima Robinson. Dr. Stacia Verrett. Dr. Jelani Duke. Dr. Parimal Rana. Dr. Eric Patrick O'Neill II. Dr. Ian Blakey Matthias. Dr. Axel Mayode Achade. Dr. Iris Alau. Dr. Jasenia Isas. Dr. Alexandra Sweldo. Dr. Jacob Rothamund. Dr. Alexandra Kolajewski. Dr. Molly McCoy. Dr. Charles Johnson. Dr. Vera Shulgina. Dr. Jared Morris. Dr. Brianna Silva. Dr. Darian Passetti. Dr. Megan McCurry. Dr. Madison Lindsay. Dr. Giovanna Stein-Crowther. Dr. Joanna Shamish. Dr. Ronnie Shaw. Dr. Kenya Amanda Jean Kraft. Dr. Kristen D. Wild. Dr. Deirdre M. Saunders. Dr. Timothy Ryan Casamalone. Dr. Anusha Maharaj. Dr. Elma Joseph. Dr. Shanika Vilton. Dr. Mela Cruz. Dr. Taylor Lott. Dr. Aina Patience Ekoja Atoyebi. Dr. Chinedu Nagi. Dr. Tom E. Diamond II. Dr. Ashley Gonsolin. Dr. Vikima Latoya Sidney. Dr. Angel Rouse. Dr. Sharonda Cox. Dr. Naquisha Thomas. Dr. Ariel Marie Clay. Dr. Olivia Dominique. Dr. Peter Louis Athanasakos. Dr. Jared Jeanette. Dr. Jake Schuler. Dr. Sabel Dickman. Dr. Melissa Axelrad. Dr. Smitha Rajan. Dr. Samuel G. Levy. Dr. Unati Vishwakarma. Dr. Simrat Kalan. Dr. Jasjeevan Ajala. Dr. Harjot King. Dr. Kirandeep Kaur. Dr. Milvin Schroff. Dr. Jose Augusto Lopez. Dr. Daniel Ujoa. Dr. Lynette Negron Cabrera. Dr. Aurora Kafuli. Dr. Akram Madani. Dr. Mina Ishak. Dr. Nasa El Reyes. Dr. Sukhjit Sarai. Dr. Harneet Graywall. Dr. Aishwarya Hanspal. Dr. Prabjot Singh. Dr. Ken Watanabe. Dr. Akib Ghani. Dr. Danish Yusuf Khan. Dr. Nizar El Yassin. Dr. Hannah Hussein. Dr. Janika Mitchell. Dr. Shania Thomas. Dr. Praise O'Haber. Dr. Emily Jilks. Dr. Mackenzie J. Bradley. Dr. Yasmin Chayab. Dr. Bahare Kazemi. Dr. Jasmeet Gill. Dr. David Kasoy. Dr. Medishia Mitchell. Dr. Michelle Griffin. Dr. Wenkai Ma. Dr. Wasahiro Yabe. Dr. Frida Cherian. Dr. Prabpreet Singh. Dr. Carl Joseph Schlicht. Dr. Kelsey Wayne. Dr. Christina Mandala. Dr. Bianca Oliveri. Dr. Jocelyn Tiffany Shorts. Dr. Yasmika Raza Kumar. Dr. Tasha Ford. Dr. Donya Javisgani. Dr. Ali Mishba Ahmed. Dr. Ding Sao Ren. Dr. Mobul Luwaren Amalu. Dr. Afgal Ahad. Dr. Christina Bautista. Dr. Krishna Patel. Dr. Nisha Sondi. Dr. Judeja Kimberly Prescott. Dr. Christine Bieber. Dr. Toby Afolayan Ibidapol. Dr. Anne-Marie D. Fernando. Dr. Kareem Charles. Dr. Shimbarase Peresu. Dr. Kelleen Peters Hood. Dr. Azinwa Sophie Chika Udegwa. Dr. Princey Roy. Dr. Shivani Amin. Dr. Nanditha Gruvuvaya. Dr. Mariam Rani. Dr. Roha Shazad. Dr. Onome Zeus, MMM Irikafi. Dr. Daisy Ediage. Dr. Mary Jo Jeha. Dr. Nicholas Apollo Dinko. Dr. Paige Ellen Dixon. Dr. Wei Mun Kai. Dr. Jane Tian. Dr. Marina Ibrahim. Dr. Morcos Hanna. Dr. Majabin Ali Khan. Dr. Rami Zain. Dr. Amrita Munglesh Jaksami Desai. Dr. Alexis Brenya. Dr. Megan Ben Francis. Dr. Brett Muller. Dr. Miguel Arbatini. Dr. Mara Mir. Dr. Tasneem Khan. Dr. Frishta Abdul Ali. Dr. Miriam John Boss. Dr. Vivian Yewande Ogonle. Dr. Nicolette Murray Bruce. Dr. Ezenwa Schwerge. Dr. Krista Marie Cook. Dr. Adebayo Basti Oluwawurobi. Dr. Gloria Ogle. Dr. Wesley Narvaez Cabrera. Dr. Samal Musla. Dr. Susandi Tut. Dr. Nu Ulain Bawani. Dr. Shabazz Khan.
Apologies for the small interruption here. As you will see, the following graduates, they have been hooded, or they will be hooded up on the stage, but they are either parents or some relatives that they're holding an MD degree. So this part is, you will see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 rows of parents with students. So that's a little bit different than we have done any previous year. Thank you.
Dr. Sami El Kutami. Dr. Roberto Andrade. Dr. Eddie Hatem. Dr. Anicia Mahes. Dr. Alex C. Lieberman. Dr. Maria Andrea Domingo. Dr. Christina Mao. Dr. Hannah Janelle Penny. Dr. Delaney Drew. Dr. Michael Buck Gretsch. Dr. Ben Lerman. Dr. Tarunpreet Kaur. Dr. Fiona Lois Cruz de Guzman. Dr. Ethan Keller. Dr. Jarrett Parks. Dr. Ashley Mangahas. Dr. Kyle Prisby. Dr. James Ryberg. Dr. Alia Tawari. Dr. Munyal Zira Uluyede. Dr. Shristi Nand. Dr. Simran Kaur Anand. Dr. Veronica Divya Gulapali. Dr. Kimberly Watanabe. Dr. S.N. Majid. Dr. Sarah Ahmed. Dr. Nawal Zofar. Dr. Hina Miriam Tai. Dr. George Rafia. Dr. Khusro Hassan Prasada. Dr. Jordan Abney. Dr. Trishna Kumar. Dr. Duha Hamdan. Dr. Amanda Rigdon. Dr. Ekta Rajput. Dr. Jenny Maite Mallet III. Dr. Fatiha Ahmed. Dr. Cheyenne Shakiri. Dr. Zainab Ulufomialo Hassan. Dr. Andrew Dixon. Dr. Julian Lee Chu. Dr. Christopher Spinelli. Dr. Onika Suri. Dr. Brian McRae. Dr. Romani Nightingale. Dr. Arvin Gonti Menon. Dr. Marie Kakijan. Dr. Caitlin Lene Nielsen. Dr. Amanda Munthar Hijazin. Dr. Catherine Esposito. Dr. Samantha Rivera. Dr. Miranda Beese. Dr. Karen Narula. Dr. Sana Chima. Dr. Colin McDonald Mackay. Dr. Kellyanne Kapusta. Dr. Luz Magdalena Ramirez. Dr. Brandon Neville Goldson. Dr. Priscilla Go. Dr. Melanie Jamie Modi. Dr. Joshua Bortolo. Dr. Catherine Hope Quo. Dr. Sonal Kristen Singh. Dr. Robin Lynn Rodney. Dr. Raul Botha. Dr. Mustafa Hafid. Dr. Gadir Jassim. Dr. Crystal Duval. Dr. Chinenyanwa Okoye. Dr. Saima Mirza. Dr. Keone Amoy Campbell. Dr. Christopher James Wilson. Dr. Noah Anderson. Dr. Eva Gallo. Dr. Jesse Gonzalez. Dr. Jan Win Wei. Dr. Joshua Fernandez. Dr. Dimitri Chenga. Dr. Ibiroke Otushile.
All right. So I think I'm still your dean for the next 10 minutes. So some final instructions here. So this is the part now that we have to recite the university's academic oath. So for this final part of the ceremony, I invite everybody in the audience who are physicians to please stand and join us in reciting the university academic oaths along with our graduates. You can find the academic oath at the back of our program. So graduates, we're going to recite together, and I want you to be very loud. I do solemnly vow to that which I value the most, hold most dear, that I will honor the profession of medicine, be just and generous to its members, and help sustain them in the service to humanity. That just as I have learned from those who preceded me, so will I instruct those who follow me in the science and the art of medicine. That I will recognize the limits of my knowledge and pursue lifelong learning to better care for the sick and to prevent illness. That I will seek the counsel of others when they're the most expert so as to fulfill my obligation to those who are entrusted me to my care. That I will not withdraw from my patients in their time of need. That I will lead my life and practice my art with integrity and honor, using my power wisely. That whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of my patients that they are not fitting to be spoken, I will keep in confidence. That into whatever house I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick. That I will maintain the sacred trust, holding myself far aloof from wrong, from corrupting, from the tempting of others to vice. That above all else, I will serve the highest interest of my patients through the practice of my science and my art. That I will be an advocate for patients in need and strive for justice in the care of the sick. I now turn to my calling, promising to preserve its finest traditions with the reward of a long experience in the joy of healing. I make this vow freely and upon my honor. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Please be seated. I think there is no accident that we're the #1 provider for medical doctors in the United States, and this is the proof of it. We have the best graduates, by far. But before we end the ceremony, I would like to make some closing remarks to consider. First off, it's an absolute honor to stand before you today as we celebrate this momentous occasion, the graduation of a truly remarkable group of individuals who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge, healing, and betterment of humanity. Now, let me begin by saying this. Each and every one of you is an inspiration. You have overcome countless obstacles, pushed the boundaries of what is possible, and demonstrated an unwavering commitment to excellence. You have poured your heart and soul into your studies, sacrificed time with loved ones, spending years buried with you-world questions, surviving on an enormous amount of coffee and questionable cafeteria food, all in the name of a great purpose, to make a difference in the life of others. And let's not forget the even entertaining world of our medical terminology. You know, those long, tongue-twisting words that make you feel like you're speaking a secret language. I mean, who needs regular words when you can use terms like diaphoresis, hematuria, or my personal favorite here, superficial intrapatellar bursitis. It's like a secret code only medical profession can decipher. And trust me, when you start throwing all these terms at family gatherings, you will see the impressed looks on their faces. Just don't forget to explain what they mean. In all seriousness now, your journey does not end here. In fact, it's just beginning today, and you're not just receiving a degree. You're entering a sacred calling, a calling that demands the utmost dedication, compassion, and the ability to see beyond the symptoms to the person beneath. Medicine is not merely a profession, it's a noble pursuit, a calling to serve humanity and alleviate suffering. The ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to listen with an open heart, and to treat each patient with respect and dignity they deserve. Remember the power of healing touch and comforting word, or simply being present for those who need it most. However, one of the greatest challenges we face is the systemic racism that undermines the very core of our profession. Racism has no place in medicine, and we have a moral obligation to address it head on. We must commit ourselves to being agents of change. Advocates for justice and champions of anti-racism. Please fight racism. Anti-racism in medicine means dismantling the structural barriers and disproportionately affect marginalized communities. It means challenging our own biases, unconscious or otherwise, and ensuring that our medical practices are equitable, inclusive, and culturally competent. It means actively seeking to understand the unique experiences and perspectives of our patients, acknowledging and addressing health disparities, and working tirelessly to provide the highest quality of care to every individual, regardless of their background. But I have faith in each and every one of you. I have faith in your ability to rise above the challenges and to be a transformative force that our society so desperately needs. And finally, never lose sight of the fact that medicine is not just science. It's an art, a beautiful art of human connection, compassion, and hope. Now more than ever, before the presence of artificial intelligence in our life, each patient you encounter is more than a medical case. They are someone's son, daughter, mother, father, friend. They are counting on you, and it's a privilege and honor to be one they turn to in their time of need. So class of 2023, as you step into the world, remember that you have the power to shape the future of medicine, to inspire the next generation of healers, and make a lasting impact of the lives of countless individuals. You're change makers, trailblazers, and the embodiment of audacity of hope. Congratulations, graduates. The world awaits your brilliance, your compassion, and your unwavering commitment to a better tomorrow. Go forth and make us proud. God bless and good luck. I would like now to ask our very own Senior Associate Dean of Clinical Studies, which is also a minister, for a closing benediction.
May the Creator bless each of us and keep us. May the beneficence of the Almighty Spirit be with each and every one of us always. Bless these new doctors, their families, their friends, and all of us in the community at St. George's University School of Medicine. We thank you for your peace, for your guidance, and for all the gifts you have bestowed upon us today and every day. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Last 3 words, I promise. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience. Let us join in tribute with a rousing round of applause for today's promising young doctors. Last one. So please remain seated while Chancellor Modica leads the recessional. Everyone is invited to celebrate this momentous occasion with family and friends. Please keep the eyes clear and wait for the graduates and faculty to exit. As new alumni, please pass by the alumni mixer as you exit outside of the stadium. Good luck and God bless. Thank you.